division between people, the performing arts tends to unite people in a way nothing else can. Today, we are in an era which is running with a lot of things. But in the midst, we somehow get detached from ourselves and detached from ourselves and our perspective. Performing arts is something that somehow is somewhere managed to restore with us helping and us reconnecting with each other. Now I ask Mr. Manoj sir to come up and introduce our guests.
Good evening, everyone. Mr. Akash, would you please put on your video?
Good evening, everyone. Hi.
It
Hello.
gives us immense pleasure to welcome Mr. Akash Kumar, instrumentalist and record producer. We all are happy if we love and enjoy doing what we do. That way, we live our dreams. And Mr. Akash is doing exactly that. He was focused since early days to be a director, and right now he is in. Mr. Akash has completed his composition from KM College of Music and Technology, level and Oscar winner Dr. Rahman, and validated by Middlesex University, London. His major is in piano, pleasure, and voice, and minor percussion and harmony. He is instrumentalist, audio engineer, vocalist. His compositions are highly experimental and in nature, driving influences from a very diverse artist catalog and unconventional methods of production and interpretation. Currently, he is a faculty of academy as well as with music education and life art. He has produced several jingles for Radio Mirchi at from 2011 to 2018. He has also produced and composed for Bihar Ek Virasat album and mixed and mastered a Bollywood movie project, My Dear Wife, which was released in 2018. He has also produced a motivational video for youngsters for Oxfam India, an NGO. He also runs his own production unit by the name of Clandestine Lab India. We have a lot more to say about him, but students and attendees are now more interested in what he has to offer to our young students from class 9 to 12.
Good evening, everyone. It's my absolute pleasure to be a part of
Akash.
this. Hello, sir.
Yes,
Well,
please go
I would
ahead.
like uh, say thank you for inviting me here and representing the Art Society on behalf of them. And thank you, Principal Sir. Thank you, Manoj Sir, so much for this opportunity. I would like to continue by talking a little bit about music as a career or arts as a career. So, may I present the screen, sir?
Yes,
I would
yes,
like
of
to start
course.
talking about how we can what is a career as an artist, first of all, to all the people who are listening right now, because I'm sure whoever is attending this meeting right now are interested in building a career which is focused in arts, which can be music, which can be drama, which can be painting, which can be any form of art, right? But the problem with having a stable career in art is the artistic things that people do are sometimes done for money and sometimes done for pleasure. As in, the whole and sole purpose of an artist is to express, you know, historically. even if you go through the history books of arts and read about all the legends, they didn't care much about making money. They were wholly and solely in love with music or in their craft, and they wanted to pursue that. Money came later because their craft was so good that people recognized and wanted a piece of it. So they would pay anything they wanted, because it's exactly I mean, when you like something, you want it, right? So that's how art works. You have to make yourself so appealing that people would like to invest in you. You know, that's how you can create a career in art. So how would one pursue doing that? First of all, you need to find your niche. uh, find what you like and what you can pursue. Like, if you're a musician, I am a musician, so I would like to talk in the context of music as of now. But all the things that I will be talking about right now is in perspective to every kind of artist who is out there. So first of all, the major problem with people is perspective towards art. Let me clear what I am talking about. Art is something which is not it's not, its purpose is not exactly to make money. Art is a tool of expression, of self expression, because language is flawed in the end of the day. Language cannot express a lot of things that a human feels. We can surely express, a lot of things, but a lot of things cannot be expressed too, because they are expressed through body language, or they are expressed through other things. So this is where art comes in, where we can, apply other kind of different languages rather than writing down things. So body language, you might have heard this term earlier also. So body language, same way, there is a language in music also, there is a language in painting also. And that language is basically referred to as the symmetry, because symmetry is something that we are conditioned to like. We humans have that habit that we like symmetrical thing. As you can see on the screen right now, there is a blue and white pattern there, and I'm sure everyone is feeling pleasant looking at it. The reason is because we like symmetrical things, and there is symmetry in that. If you, I'm sure you guys know that because you are reading geometry too, right? Pardon me. So symmetry is there in everything, and by symmetry I mean, when you're, like, take an example. When I say music is a language, let's take an example of the language we are communicating in right now. Right now, I'm speaking in English, and I'm using different words and, making a sentence out of it in order to express whatever I'm here to express, right? Same way in music, there are 12 syllables. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, or sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, sa. I'm sure you guys have heard that term. So there are 12 pitches in total, and then how do we phrase those pitches together makes the defines the song or defines the musical performance. And we try to, interpret things out of that sound, because sound is not telling you straightforward. A song is not telling you straightforward what it means. You have to interpret the meaning of it. It's a poetry, it's art. Art is supposed to be vague. So art's purpose is not to make money. So let's talk about a little bit more about performing art. As you can see, there is a, academic definition of performing art, which I'll recite to you right now. Performing arts refers to form of arts in which artists use their voices, bodies, or inanimate objects to convey artistic expression. It is different from visual arts, which is when artist uses paint, canvas, or various materials to create physical or static art objects. Performing arts include a range of disciplines which are performed in front of live audience, including theater, music, and dance. So today we are talking specifically about performing arts, because uh, even in commercial field, or uh, basically doing a business out of arts, visual art is a little bit different, the business side. whereas performing art has a different business side. So we'll talk about that in detail ahead. So the question is there also, like a lot of parents might be confused. What is the future? Is there security ahead? So let me tell you one thing. We need to understand why we are pursuing arts. Like, why do we pursue anything in life? Right now, the most fundamental basic need every human needs is to make a little bit of credit in life through their work so that they can sustain their life with comfort and luxury. So an artist can make his life very, comfortable and luxurious and earn a lot of money. But in order to do that, we have to understand the model that this current time is using. The artists who are making money, how are they doing that? Because even if you go to a music college and have a degree in music, it doesn't guarantee a job. It doesn't guarantee, no one guarantees a job anywhere unless you are really good at it. So the point is, like, why I chose personally to pursue music was because I understood at a very early age. I'm not sure why, but I understood this, that I can pursue this comfortably and I can really do well if I give time to this, because I really enjoy doing this. And I'm sure I was aware of this one fact, that if you can do something really good, which is unique also, there is value to it. So basically we have to create value of our own. I will like to give a example here, a political example. America, why, how do you think it works? Like, America is also a country based on, uh, what is the term, basically they are business people. Like, America's whole foundation is based on business. So they have mastered the art of soft power. This term means making yourself so appealing that people would pay any kind of price. So it's kind of like that. But here you are giving out some substantial product to the people, which is your art, and it has a meaning, it has a value. So but you have to create the value of your art. That's when people will buy it. So let's see. So I am talking about making money because a lot of people connect the idea of success to making money and having a comfortable, luxurious life. So I would like to have that topic also. I would like to talk about that because eventually that is the practical reality. And everyone needs to make money when they are doing a specific business. So let's talk about what success is, though. Making money is a different side of, life when you are an artist, because art is a different thing and making money is a different thing. It's a different talent in itself. So we need to focus on a couple of things rather than just being a musician or just being a dancer or just being an actor. Because there is a very a very famous musician said this. I am not aware who this person is, but the quote says something like, even if you are super talented or you have a lot of, skill on you, you are God gifted, it doesn't mean that you are supposed to get fame or you're supposed to have respect in society. You have to build that. It is a natural thing that everyone has to go through in life. They do things and then they build respect. They get success. They get famous because people like their work. So as you can see on the slide, I'm sure people are reading it out, but I would like to just quickly go through it so that I can, express my point. So what is success? What does it mean to be successful? The meaning most often given to us by mass media and society seems not to have changed much over time. Success is to be powerful, sexy, beautiful, rich, self driven, independent, and assertive. We rarely hear stories about a hero who found a nice balance between work and family, or someone who sacrificed some tokens of success for a little more comfort. And yet, success isn't one size fit all. Depending on your priorities, success has many different shapes. Take, for example, the story of a teacher who was also a good writer. He has some poems published, but never hit the big time for his work as a poet. and was never able to spend the time necessary to spread his work more widely. He said, I have accepted that my talent has not found one big stage. It has been shared among many of my students in small bits. I have peace with that idea that my talent might lead to something big without the recognition. You might call that failure, you might call that triumph, depends on your idea of success. You know, there is duality everywhere. Something, someone wants something, but in the end of the day, everyone wants to make money because that's how we survive in reality. You know, if you can make, if you can translate your talent, channelize your art into money, that is being successful in the standard context of society, which is which is absolutely okay, because it's we should be able to make money, because business is business in the end of the day. So let's talk about how to do a business, in music. What are the things that we need to look at and make sure we practice it every day from today, if you haven't realized these things already, in order to be an effective artist. Because even though if you are really good as an artist or with your craft, there are there might be mostly, like, thousand other people also doing the similar thing. You have a unique point, you are unique, but it doesn't, like, mean that people will just give or invest money into you, you know so you have to have some worth, which comes from being able to do standard things, like, standard, as in what is going on in the time right now, what is hit, and you should be able to do that also. As in, when I say hit, as in, if you talk about a classical musician, a Hindustani classical singer, they need to be able to do a proper, a bhajan or a bada khayal or chota khayal. They need to be able to do it in the proper context to the cultural side of that musical style, you know, in order to justify that music. Same way, in order to justify your work, you have to be very substantial. And in order to be substantial, you have to be able to critical about these points that we are about to talk right now. So, what factors affect one's growth as an artist? First of all, there are a few couple of, main points like character, attitude. So let's go one by one. Character, creativity as a business tool. Now, what does one understand with this statement? Creativity as a business tool. Now, I'll give you an example of me personally. I feel that when social media came into existence in India, my batch or my year people were the first one who got exposed to it, like, heavily. And that's why I got a really good hang of social media at a very young age. And I recognize that it's a growing thing, and I should utilize, since I am able to, utilize all the tools available in social media and promote my music. And I started putting out my music on video, started recording myself, which helped me understand the recording process also, because it required me to make good quality music. So this idea of using social media as a PR tool for my my artwork really worked out. And right now, uh, professionally, whatever projects I have gotten, the big ones, like, recently I did a project with Juveen Nautiyal and Anmol Malik. She is the daughter of Anu Malik, and I did this project with Anu Malik for a movie, which Manoj sir addressed earlier, My Dear Wife. So basically, what happened, I just keep putting my videos up in social media, and a lot of people watch it because I've been doing that from a very long time. So I have a good amount of people who watch my content. So I keep putting them out. Someday, someone shared my video, and this guy watched it, who is the secretary of Anu Malik. And he saw my video, and then he contacted me, and he was like, "Whoa, this is really cool. Like, we would like to have you in our studio and make a song for us." ऐसे करके मेरे को बुला लिया उन लोगों ने. Mumbai, I went there. I did a project with them. So, like, I felt lucky and grateful that that project came to me through social media. But now that I've been doing that from a long time, I have realized that there is a pattern that if you follow that, this pattern has been realized over time because I have used it from a long time. And you might find books also. These days, they are selling books how to utilize social media in order to grow your business. So these are realizations that they have written down there for you, just trial and error done over time. So you need to be also brave and try things out, since we have gone into the internet age, and this is a beautiful thing because now one can work from their home and give time to the family and give time to themselves also. It's a good thing and bad thing too also. There's a lot of bad points too, but we shouldn't focus on the bad part. Take the good things in. So let's talk about next point: talent versus perseverance versus strategy. So what this point is trying to express is, even if you have talent, even if you have perseverance, even if you have strategies, if you have it, if only if you have one of them at a time and not all of them together, things might not really work out because you cannot really survive in the game if you are just, if you have only one good point. You need to have some kind of backup for yourself. And not like, if you are trying to be an artist, you are trying to do what is that called, UPSC, I don't know, like, just for a backup, try to like keep a backup, like I am a musician. So I understood that if I am in the academic side of the music too, I can have a stable job, because live music is not desired or not be well paid unless and until you are not a very famous musician. So I understood this point and I realized that I would only do shows that I like and that will promote me as an artist, rather than struggling and doing things out of out of lack of option. So I realized that the practical option is to learn how to, first of all, learn my craft so well that I can make it, I can translate that knowledge and help someone else understand it. And yeah, that is a good business already there. So I realized that there is a business going on in music field where I can make stable money. So I did that part. I studied really well my part in the college. I tried to observe the faculties, how they teach and what is their approach. But because I was already prepared, I was able to do these things. So I had a strategy already. I had some talent for sure, and I had perseverance. I was just lucky enough to understand and be able to, utilize all these three things eventually, through time. It took me time, but it's just that I started doing it very early. And you guys are lucky that right now you can start right now. You have time, so that by the time you have passed out and you are in the phase where everyone gets into a job, you are in a position where you understand all the aspects of society and all the aspects of making money, so that you are comfortably able to navigate yourself through life and pursue your career as an artist where you express yourself, and then try to make some business out of it. But the business part and the creative part is very far apart. Like, you have to have a business mind for that. So in order to do that, you need to let people know what you want. Speak up. Very, very, very important. If you think, as an artist, I'm talking about. Now we are going into the professional side. When you know, once you are already working on your craft and you think you're ready to put yourself out there and utilize your talent, you need to tell people when you're getting opportunities, or when you're collaborating with people, or when you're doing anything. If you don't like something, or if you want something specific to be done, you need to tell people. You cannot be shy, you cannot be unconfident. You have to come up with the strength to speak up for yourself. That is very important part of your character. And very important part, now next point, handling criticism. Now that is also very, very extremely important
Ak-
point because,
Ak-
yes sir,
Akash,
tell me.
just while Will you shift to your right a little bit because something is hanging right in front of your face
Yes,
and which
it's
is
my microphone. It's my microphone.
uh, 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 now it is fine. Hmm.
Okay, sir. So I was talking about handling criticism as an artist. It's criticism is actually a very, very good part of being a like in general life, because you should be able to hear what someone else is saying, because if someone is if someone is investing time or their energy into telling you something, you know which is regarding in context to your craft or your work, I think you should listen and at least try to give it a thought, maybe if you think it's worth a while. But the worst thing you can do is get offended by someone and react to that point and hurt yourself emotionally. So just take criticism. It's a good thing, because if someone doesn't tell you that what is good or bad, you have to have an objective perspective regarding what is good and bad. You need to get perspective from a lot of people in order to have a clarity what is good and what is bad. Like if you are talking about a product, or if you're talking about a song, because if imagine if you are if you're a phone maker, if you're making your phones and selling it to people, obviously people will tell you if there is something wrong with it or not. So same thing is happening there. People are telling you what's wrong, and if you think it matters, then you should work it out. Really not get offended and be ignorant to it, but try to work it out so that you get better at it, and you turn that criticism into a positive note for yourself. you know Okay, moving on. Attitude, confidence, believe you will succeed. That is very, very important. Even I had that somehow, I am not aware why, but I was very confident from the very beginning that I can do this. Being an artist, being a musician, being a composer, making music for a living, and educating also. I wanted to be a professor always. So I was like, I would try to approach understanding how to express oneself also clearly to someone else so that they understand. And that's the job of a teacher, to translate the knowledge and help someone else understand. So that was my key. So you have to be confident. You cannot be shy. You have to be really focused at what you're doing. You will fail, but you have to stand up again and try again, because a person only really fails in life when they stop trying. Even if, it might sound harsh, but even if you fall 1,000 times, you have to stand up 1,001 time and then try again. Because if you want it so bad, you have to really work it out. There is no in life. If you want it, you have to work it out. You have to figure out ways to make the best out of who you are. You cannot give excuses to anyone in life, because excuses don't lead to anything. They just excuses is where people stop, right? Like, you have an excuse, then theek hai, I'm not good enough, or theek hai, I'll stop trying. No, you cannot stop trying if you really want to be someone, especially an artist, because the road is never gonna be smooth in anyone's life. So you have to be really strong and confident. Say no when it's necessary. Say yes when it's necessary. Don't stop yourself from any kind of opportunity just out of laziness or out of ignorance or out of any kind of thing. You should try doing or working out something or the other thing. If you think you can play one chord only, try to make a song out of one chord. If you think you know only one step in a specific dance style, you try that out and make sure you're doing that one step really well. And maybe next day you will feel like trying one more step out. You have to build interest in things that you like. It doesn't come automatically all the time, but what you love, you have to give time to it, and it will love you back, obviously. But you have to do it from your whole heart. So make sure you do these things. Think outside the box. That's a very critical thing. And when you say outside the box, how do you really think outside the box? First of all, we have to understand what is inside the box. So let me help you understand what is inside the box and what is outside the box, and what we can do in order to break that box and get out of. So first of all, what is inside the box? Inside the box is basically what you have seen and experienced, all the things till the present time of your life. Right now, you're inside a box. I am inside a box. Every one of us is inside a box because we think that this is how these things work. Because we are used to a specific thing. It's called conditioning. This term comes from psychology, and it's a study where people talk about how humans perceive life and how brain works. So conditioning is a very important thing. That's why we like certain food, that's why we like certain smell, because we have been conditioned to that certain thing all our life. That's why people love their hometown. They come back. Even if some people goes abroad, they come back later on in their life to their hometown to live there for their later part of the life, because conditioning, this is something we all humans are driven to. So what happens here is conditioning does a good thing also. It gives you a personality, it's who you are, but it limits you also. It tells you that who you are. So when someone tells you ki, hey, you are a box, you will also think, oh, maybe I'm a box. If someone tells you you are a tree, maybe you will think, oh, maybe I'm a tree. Everyone tells me I'm a tree. Maybe I'm a tree. You are not, man. You are who you are. Make your own story. And what I mean by that is do the things you like, what you think is interesting, your gut feeling. Everyone, even a child, has a gut feeling. Even everyone has gut feeling, and they know what is right and what is wrong. Maybe they might be scared, and that's where the real bravery comes. When you're scared, but you still think that you can, this thing is practical. I should try and see what happens, because there is no harm in trying and see. And that's when you think outside the box, when you break the stereotype for yourself. Adaptability. You have to be really, really versatile, you know, in order to be, in order to work and be creative. Because a person cannot be creative all the time. We need to practice. We need to practice every day in order to be creative. You cannot be creative one day and after 3 weeks you'll be like, one day I'll feel again creative and I'll try writing a poetry, or I'll try painting. No, that's not how you're gonna be able to make a career out of it. Sadly, you can enjoy it, but that's not how things will really work out for you. You have to be adaptable. You have to make sure that you are doing things for the best intentions, and your intention is to be a great artist, to hone your skills. And that is the first thing you need to do right now in the stage you are, guys. Right now, make sure you are learning everything possible. Don't stop that, oh, I don't like classic rock, so I will not listen to it. Oh, I don't like rap, so I will not listen to it. Oh, I don't like Bhojpuri music, so I will not listen to it. As a musician, I play jazz music, which is the music of the African American people, being a Bihari, you know. And then I say, oh, I don't like, Bhojpuri music. So that is a very hypocritical thing to say. So one should always at least try. I will say that, I've heard Bhojpuri music, the modern Bhojpuri music, and I think it's not a very beautiful way to express the culture of our society, because it's not so vulgar. So I believe that I will write better Bhojpuri songs one day, and I can change the perspective of my society. And that's what one needs to do, and that's how we enrich our society and enrich ourselves as an artist. That is a point where you can think outside the box and make music outside the box, or make a drama outside the box, or whatever. You have to do things out of best intentions, but not be afraid. Moving on, we have a couple of more points to talk about. I hope, Manoj sir, I'm not talking too much and taking too much time.
No, it is nicely put. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. So next point is very important too. I mean, all the points we are talking about is extremely important. The next one is called commitment. I'm sure everyone knows what commitment is about. You have to stick to your words. You know, because integrity is very important to oneself and for the betterment of your family and your society. If you stick to your words, it's a good thing, because when you don't stick to your words, you disappoint people and you disappoint yourself also. And right now we are talking about yourself first. First, you need to not disappoint yourself and be the best person you want to be. Be the person you imagine to be with or you idolize. Don't follow their steps, just follow the pattern. So what are the patterns that these successful people, the ones who you idolize, do? They follow these things. They are committed to their work. First of all, they're committed to their whatever they love. That's what is commitment about. So when you love something, this is how you will love it. That's when you will be able to really make sure that you're enriching that thing, which is your art right now. So how will you do that? You can apply these things in real life, in any kind of profession. Actually, this is how any professional works. So we are talking about that. Time management. You cannot say that I will submit the project tomorrow 6, and then at 6 o'clock you are saying, oh, I'm like, my dog ate my homework. That's not how it works. you know you have to make sure that your dog doesn't eat your homework. If you know your dog eats your homework, you have to manage your time. Very, very important. If I'm a professional and someone is making a movie and they have to finalize things, and a legal contract has been signed and everything is done, if you don't stand up to your commitment, you will be going to jail. So commitment is a illegal, breaking commitment is illegal also in corporate lifestyle, and in any kind of business, where money is being generated and transferred. So time management is very important. In order to finish your work, you need to calibrate and know exactly how much time you need to spend where, and stick to your words. Don't be like, oh, I'm not in the mood. Oh my God. Oh, let's do it half an hour later, and then you'll fall asleep. Like, then life will be really hard for you. Time management, very essential in order to be productive. Work life balance, balance it. You have to play, you have to enjoy. Without enjoyment, you will not be able to work in a proper way. If you're not happy in life, you will not be able to do anything. And no one else in the whole wide world, not even the aliens, will make you happy. It's only you who can make you happy. And how do you make yourself happy? You have to be productive. Our body, our DNA is designed in this way that if you sit all your life, you will die out of boredom. You'll get used to it, but you'll not be happy. You'll get ignorant. You will get, short tempered. You get everything other than being successful in life. So you have to make sure your work life is balanced with your personal life, which means you have to enjoy a lot in life. Don't close yourself off, and don't, you know, keep enjoying also. You have to make sure that you study, man. Like, if you are not doing your basic studies or your academic studies of your performing arts subjects, it's a waste. Then it's very hard in life to achieve anything, because like, achieving things require discipline, because things are not easy to achieve, even if you're really good. Talking about, like, I'll try to give my example. I used to think before going to college that I am good, man. Like, oh, I can play, man. I can play better than anyone in the city. Oh, I sound very good. Like, I used to feel very confident. And when I reached college, it's exactly that phrase you might have heard, the frog of the well, or something like that. So when you're in an isolated society, if you do something better than all of the rest of the people, you think, oh, you're very good, and then you feel proud, and then you stop working on yourself. That's where I'm getting at. So, you know don't ever let these kind of thoughts come that, oh, I'm good and I can do it. No, things are not easy. You have to be in constant practice. It's just like mathematics. You have to do it every day, at least 10 minutes also. If you'll do, you will be able to pass your exams really well. And that's the goal of studying in life. You have to be in constant practice of doing things, because that's how we humans work. If we don't practice, we forget it, and we will not do it very well. But if we keep practicing it, next time we will be even better, next time even better, even better, even better, and we have to make sure we are the best version of us. That's when anyone would like to buy your things, or anyone like to invest in you, and people will be happy, you will be also happy. And that's the most practical way to do things in life. So all you do need to do in life is balance your work and private life, enjoy and study. If you go out of balance, you will suffer, man, so please do that. Financial security. Now, this is a very critical point because everyone wants and needs financial security in life in order to be able to eat food and be comfortable in life, afford any kind of comfort. And it's very critical in life because, first of all, if you cannot manage financial security, it shows that you are not, you're not able to apply yourself very well in life. And that is a sign of unbalance or instability in your personality. So you need to really fix those things. And all you need to do is tell yourself that, hey, right now I'll have fun. And after exactly 2 hours, I'll study. So you will study. If you stop doing that, that day, things will start not working. It's okay to take break. If you're not able to do it, don't do it. It's totally fine. Take a break, but make up your mind that after 3 days, when I'm feeling like I'll be able to do it, I'll really do it. And make sure I'll spend the next whole week doing it, or whatever time you think is necessary. But don't sit and waste time. That's all I'm trying to say. Make sure you're happy. And when you have to do your things, make sure you're able to do that. That's when really things will work out in your life. And that's the key. Every successful person, our teachers, that's what Manoj sir used to keep telling us. Like, I'm, constantly quoting a lot of phrases that he used to tell us in class. And it actually used to inspire me. People used to get offended also sometimes because it used to sound a little harsh, but still, it is the practical reality, and sometimes practical reality is a little harsh. So we need to be, very, very flexible with these things. Find your fuel. you know it's very, 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 very necessary that you make sure that you have inspired yourself to do certain something. If you think that you can draw really well, challenge yourself that, hey, I can draw this, let's try drawing this. Why? I really need, I'll just take this challenge very, you know because what else do I have to do in life? I have to study. And when I am not able to study, when I'm exhausted, I need something to do, because obviously just sitting on the sofa and, staring in your phone is so boring. So rather than one would like draw, or maybe sing a song, I don't know, maybe dance. So you have to inspire yourself, give yourself challenges, make short term goals. Very, very important. Short term goals is what will really help you. If you already be like, oh, I'll become a Grammy winning musician, you will never become a Grammy winning musician, because that's not a practical dream. It's okay, you can have that in the back of your mind. Sure, even I feel like one day I will, you know if I do my projects really well, if I really make myself that efficient, that I'm able to follow everything necessary in order to be productive and make the best out of my time, I believe one day maybe I can also do that. But I don't, I'm not overconfident, because I know the reality that I have a long way to go. But I wish to do that. But I have a lot of short term goals. Right now I'm working on a lot of projects. I'm teaching at the same moment, and I'm spending time with family also, and balancing my life pretty well, and I'm happy, and I'm able to focus on my work also. I'm talking with you guys also here nicely, and able to speak so much because I'm kind of balanced in my life, which happened through the process of going through school and college, and realizing that, this is what I need to do and this is what I don't need to do, in order to be balanced, and in order to be really good with my craft, in order to be able to have a stable career. So these are all the things I have put into work. It's very, very, very essential that you put the effort, though. It will not happen automatically. If you feel like playing PUBG, please play PUBG. Don't dream that one day, oh, I'll become a rock star. But if you're dreaming of becoming a rock star, put your PUBG away for, some time, and play the guitar, man. Like, try to be better at it. Put in the effort and then go have fun. Put in the effort, study, go have fun. But, put the effort, because sometimes what is hard sometimes gets boring. I understand. I've been a student. But, boredom is what you need to fight. That is the the real enemy in anyone's life. Boredom. So you have to fight it in a very positive way. If you go delve into weird things, I mean, I don't know, but like, do something productive that makes you feel good and makes you feel proud of yourself. Like, and the best way to do that is being a performing artist, express yourself, be creative, make a lot of things, make art, and then make money out of it also. Do business out of it. Be an educator, be a you know, musician, singer, dancer, composer, script writer, poet. There's requirement for everyone in this world, but you have to make sure you're good enough. That's the point. So put in the work. Next point is stakeholders. Stakeholders are people who are listening to you right now when you're sharing your artwork. Either it be your parents, either it's your brother, either it's your teacher, either it's your friend or your auto rickshaw wale bhaiya, anyone, If you're talking to them and if you're talking about art or your work, they are your stakeholders because they will give you some kind of review in life while you're talking to them and some kind of perspective. And that's an asset, You are collecting wisdom through experience in life. And these things are very important. You have to communicate, you have to collaborate, but you have to be aware of small things. And these are the things we'll talk about right now. Things like collaboration. Now, collaboration in simple terms is exactly what two friends do in life. They meet up in the during the dismissal in the school and talk that, hey, let's go skating, or hey, let's go swimming, or hey, let's go bicycling, and they meet after school at a certain time, and then they do some bicycling, go around, just ride around a bit. Or some people sit and do their homework, or some people make food with their mom, or some people watch TV together. So that is collaboration. But when you grow up, you cannot waste time all the time because you will be already bored. You'll be like, huh, what should I do like now? After doing a lot of, in childhood, you feel a lot of energy when you waste your time because you are just, doing things and exploring. But when you grow up, you have to do collaborations because you cannot really waste time after you have reached a certain age. So that's when you do collaboration with people, with like-minded people, you know. So that's the people who you need to work with, like-minded people. So right now, when you're listening to this, realize this, that okay, I'll collaborate with my friend right now, and that's also fun. Like that's a game, Collaborate with your friend and make a video. Try to make a good video. Try to put out a good message that you think is very necessary and important in the world. Don't put out something which is already there and 100,000 people are already saying that, because then no one will really care about what you're saying because everyone is already screaming the same thing. So your voice will be not heard there. You have to say something which, or say it in a specific way that even if it still exists, say it in a way that it's unique. So that comes with collaboration because, human interaction is how you learn. That's real life. You go to college, you interact with your teachers. You go to school, you interact with your friends. You interact with your, colleagues, teachers, everyone, and talk. And that is collaboration in real life only. You are just collaborating. Now later on we give it a term that we will collaborate and do something productive, but when you give it a term that we are collaborating, you'll make sure the product is ready at the end of the day, that you have made sure, and not waste time. So these are the people you need to work with. You need to work with like-minded people who are interested in doing the same thing, and making sure you're not wasting time and sticking to your word. Commitment is very necessary. Remember all the points I have been talking about till now. I can't hear you guys, but it's okay. Sometimes you might have to hire the help. Hire as in pay someone, outsource some kind of thing that you might not have. Sometimes, like right now, sometimes we hire help as an education is also hired. People pay and it's a business. We help people learn things. We help people realize the pattern. We help people be aware of things in the world, through the help of references, academic references, which is an objective reality, which is checked by editors and a lot of people who are already working in that specific field, and write those books. So that's how, right now you're hiring help and learning things and growing. Later on, because you cannot do everything by yourself, but I'm not saying you cannot. Like my example, I do almost everything. Me personally, I'll play a song later on. I produce, I play the guitar, I play the drums, I play the keyboard, I sing, I use the computer software, which is called as audio engineering part of it. Also, I've studied that. I've studied all the aspects of music in order to be self-sufficient, because you cannot always rely on everyone also. So that is the most safest way, but it requires a lot of patience, a lot of commitment, a lot of work in order to be really good with a lot of things, you know so when you think you're stuck, you should surely hire people. Don't hesitate to invest into things. It's very necessary. Now the audiences. Now audiences change by time, but there is audience everywhere. Your classmates are your audience. Your busmates are your audience. Your neighbors are your audience. The people walking on the street is your audience. The people on internet, social media is your audience. The whole world, the whole wide world is your audience, because you have something to say and you want to express it and you have to put it out in the world. So don't ever hesitate to make connections, you know. Connection as in, when an artist makes a art, he's expressing something and it connects with the person, and that helps them connect with the artist. When someone has a similar ideology, that's when people connect. So you have to build audience. It's a very, very, very real thing, in life. I personally, I'll give you my example from childhood, because I was committed to my music. I was doing it from a very early age, from standard 6, if I'm not wrong. I have been performing in schools. So a lot of my friends know that I do music from a very early age, and they follow my videos, they follow me on Instagram. And, I just have, like, apart from strangers who like my work and follow my work, there are more than, almost 1,000 and plus only people who I know in real life, who have heard my music, through my music. Not in real life. I haven't spoken to everyone, but they somehow the other, how, by sharing, or some of my friends told some other friend that, hey, there's this my friend, and that friend told the other friend, because they like my work. So you have to make audience all your life, and your friends are the audience, man. Like, so don't ever hesitate to express or put out your work. That's what I'm trying to express here. Going to the last slide, 1 second. Two more points that I would like to talk, which is very critical. And these are the professional points that one needs to keep in mind when they are a professional. But obviously, when you're a student, you need to be aware of these things so that you're prepared to be ready to do these things, like making money, or signing a contract, or promoting yourself through a PR agency or a social media, anything. So promotions required you to be visible, first of all. So how is one visible? One is visible only when he makes a statement. You will not be visible if you're just standing in the corner. You need to have a point. So how does one acquire a point? You need to experience life and, express things that you think you need to express. But that expression needs to have some context to it. So just make sure you have that story in order to be visible. You are putting yourself out, you're singing songs, so you're utilizing, your web presence through social media, you know, putting out your music just like I do. I'm giving my example, and a lot of my friends, like, from other states who I studied with, my fellow college mates, they have also been doing the same, and a lot of them have hit success as in getting a Bollywood song, singing in the movie. That is a typical success. And obviously that's good because you're making good money, also you're getting famous. So that is the typical success, and you are getting. They got it through social media only. They kept on putting good content, and people were watching them, and people kept watching, people kept sharing, and one day someone wanted to do a song with them, and they made sure that they were committed to their work, that they were collaborating for, and in the end of the day, they finished the work and people liked it, and that's how they hit success. So all these things are very important. Timing is also very important. That's why I have to specifically mention these things. When you cannot stick to the time you are saying that you will submit things or do this thing in this time, you need to calibrate your life. Wait for a while before sleeping, think about your lifestyle, and think about how you're managing your time. What are you doing in your day? Because timing is everything in life. Very, 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 very crucial. If you don't balance your timing throughout the day, you will not be able to productive at all. Okay, the final thing, money. Keeping it basic. What I mean is here, don't get into any kind of contract deals and all those kind of flashy things like Indian Idol and all those things. These are all scams, let me tell you. Even you'll hear Sonu Nigam or all these big singers. If you go to the social media account, you will find posts that expresses these things. It is a show where these companies are pushing money in order to make their show big, not you. So you will not hit success to going to these. You can surely try in order to help you give and get instant gratification, but these things are scam. The only way you can be successful is doing business out of what you of your art. So you have to make sure you're making money in a very basic scheme. Things are simple. You do your work, you supply that specific service to the person who requires that service, and get your fees, get paid, to get your contracts done, get your talking to be clear and open-ended from both sides. Make sure both the parties understand the perspective regarding the money also, and everything else that you need to express. You need to express whatever your comforts and discomforts are, and let the other person also express the same, and then you come to a conclusion. So you have to keep things very simple and clean. More money, less hours. That is the key to the biggest businessman in the world. If you and you have to, create value rather than quantity. You have to create value for yourself. You know, because the element gold is rare on this earth. That's why its value is high. You know, because the celebrity like Asha Bhosle ji is a legend, and she takes a crore rupees for a show, is because she's rare. No one is there like her. So she has harvested this specific tool of more money and less hours, this specific line. She has honed her skills so well that no one can do it better than her, and she gets paid for that. So make sure you don't go for hard work. You have to go for smart work. Hard work is where you learn things, and hard work is when you fight your boredom. That's the real hard work. Everything else has to be smart, practical, and strategical, because there is a symmetry that the economy follows, that this human society follows, and we have to learn those patterns and utilize them. I would like to conclude my presentation with the last topic, alternative payment. An artist cannot survive on just live shows. You need to have several, at least a couple of income sources in life. Like businessmen also, like Warren Buffett. You guys might have heard his name. So he invests money into trading and stock market, and he has made big time money through it. But he doesn't invest just in those things. He invests in movies, he invests in infrastructure, he invests in land, he invests in science, he invests everywhere, not just one business. So he has a lot of alternative businesses where he's getting income, and interest he's taking from those side where he has invested. So even if the, you know, the film industry crashes, he has money coming from the science industry or wherever he is invested. I'm just giving an example. Then so if you're a musician or a dancer, what can you do? So you know, like me, I personally teach too, and I collect the fees, and that's how my basic standard, you know, stable income comes. And then I make money through live shows also, but that's where I wanna make sure that I'm doing the good shows. So I'm not, you know, someone cannot really violate my rights, or take advantage of the opportunity that, oh, this guy is struggling and he needs money. So I'll tell him that I'll give him a recognition, and that will make me get a free gig, free performance from this person, and they will not pay you anything. They are actually, taking advantage of your position. So you make sure that you're making money from several different ways. So these things, all these things can be done only if you have the skill and the knowledge. So you have to make sure that you have studied and you have made sure you have invested time in understanding things to the core, so that you can utilize them rather than just, mugging up things and remembering things, because remembering things will not really help. It will help, but you need to learn to utilize things, so that you can channelize the potential into and manifest it into a specific product or a thing, so that you can do business. Because in the end of the day, all that we spoke about was, in simple words, how to do business as an artist, how to be productive, how to make sure we pursue this path and have a clarity, a practical clarity of what we need to do. So I hope all you guys got some perspective regarding how to approach performing art as a career. And I would love to take your questions and help you out with whatever in detail questions you might have, or whatever questions, don't hesitate to ask whatever. Even if you think it's a silly question, please go ahead, because there's no right or wrong question. Question is a question. Thank you so much. It was my pleasure explaining all these points to you. By the way, I would just like to conclude by playing one of my song for you guys. So may I play the song, Manoj sir?
Yes, yes, go ahead. Then we
Okay,
will take
thank
up
you.
questions.
Okay, sir. One second. I'll have to share the audio. So So this is my original song that I recently released, and this song addresses the youth issue of giving up, because youths only generally don't understand that what is the threshold that I need to work hard till. You have to work hard until you haven't made it. If you really want to be, if you really want to pursue something, if you want that, and if you know this is the direction and this is the pathway you need to walk, you will make sure you walk instead of anything. And this is what the song is talking about. सफर लापता है, but हमें चलते जाना है, जीते जाना है, और making sure that we don't stop in the end of the day. Don't give up. This is what this song talks about. It's a Hindi song. Can you hear the music, sir? Can you tell me if you can hear the music?
Yes, music is audible.
Okay, great. So I'll just go forward with this.
है इसे ढूंढता राहों पे चल तू सीधे जरा है बह रही ख्वाबों में सुन जिंदगी चल जरा सफर लापता मंजिल नहीं हाजी ले जरा निकले पुल से आए जो पहली सुबह जो डराए तो आगे सपनों के बुरे तू धूप से
Thank you everyone for listening to my music. And I would like to take this opportunity for everyone who is interested in my music to follow my Insta and Facebook handle, the social handle. You can check out my handles at clandestine lab at India, like clandestine lab India. You can go to any social media platform, search this, and you will find my profile. Thank you. Manoj sir.
Yes,
So, yes,
Advita,
sir.
please.
So I think it was a brilliant piece of art, Mr. Akash. And I think from whatever you said, I believe that you just need to focus and you will achieve whatever you put your mind into. So without getting any further, I just want to take up all the questions that students have been
Sure.
asking in our chat box. So the first question is, sir, I believe that we are student of class 10th, so we cannot learn to sing at this age. In case of most singers, they learn to sing from an early age. So can a person learn singing at the age of 15?
Absolutely, there is no age limit. You can, if you really have the feeling that you're really interested and you can pursue this, because pursuing something, some kind of art is, in the end of the day, almost like, uh, it's almost like meditation at the same time, but almost like building a house also out of concrete and brick, because you have to put a lot of effort into doing practice and into learning things. So if you are aware that you can do this, if you can follow this path, there is no wrong time. There is always, it's never too late. And I have seen multiple people. I also started not very early. I never learned music until I finished my school. Personally, I never had a formal class. I learned everything from YouTube. I'm so sorry. So my real teacher for my music was YouTube, and my dad was an enthusiast. So he is an enthusiast. So he listens to a lot of different kind of music from various cultures. So all you need to do is make up your mind that if you can pursue this, and if you have the will to study and make sure you learn this, you should pursue it. It's not too late. Because in the end of the day, even if you have to become an engineer, people start preparing from their 8th standard. And if you are an artist, you have already been painting, dancing, or singing a little bit here and there. You are kind of in that direction. And by the time you reach college, that's when you do your specialization in college and learn the real thing that you will apply in your job, the technical things. That's what you will do when you go to a music college also, and you learn the same thing. So it's not really late.
So the next question is, how to convince parents to let us go ahead with my passion in performing arts or even visual arts?
So that is a very, very good question. Everyone, whoever takes up art has to go through that because parents are like our protective figures. They are our protective figures who protect us and they want the best of our future. That's why when they are unsure of things, they don't let you do things. So all you have to do is make sure they are not unsure. You do your research, you make sure you're showing some effort, that you are into it. Effort is very important. That's what parents look at. If you don't have the potential, if you don't put in the time and the effort, they will realize it as just a hobby or just a thing. If you are really passionate, make sure you're studying also, and then making sure you're doing your art also and showing them the product rather than just talking about it, and daydreaming. If you really show them your art, I had to do that. I used to make music. I used to write poetry and show it to my mom that, hey, hi, hey, dad, how is this? Hey, Masi, do you like my song? And one day when the time I had to go to college, I had to convince my parents. So I showed them my work. I was like, hey, I have the passion. I really want to work hard and I can make it. Don't be afraid. And then my parents, other relatives also supported me because they saw the effort and the potential. All I needed to do was learn and hone my skills. So put in the effort, and your parents will see it for sure. If you don't put in the effort, I'm so sorry. They will not understand.
The next question is, if everything is there but the financial security is not there, so on that, what should we do?
Financial security is now, if you do a government job or a job in a company, that financial security is also not 100% stable. You need to know that government jobs have, because it's coming from the government, and governments are stabler than companies. Now your job security is in the hand of the company. If the company is doing good, you are getting your salary. If the company is not doing good, you will not get your salary. So in the end of the day, why not be the master of your own economical, you know the financial security? You be the master of it. You make sure you have a model of making money through your art, which is one of the easiest ways to be an educator, or an art director, or a session musician, or a session dancer. You have to be really good with it so that people hire you have to market yourself. You have to make sure you're putting effort, that people see that there is something substantial, and you will make money. You have to prepare your own model of business, basically. And if you cannot do that, then become a part of an institution. There are so many media houses in the world, in India, in Patna itself, so many record labels, so many recording companies, music making production houses, YouTubers, Instagrammers. They all make money, but you need to learn how to make money. So you have to read and study about it. Go to Google. You have the best library in your hand. Go to Google and search how to make money through music. It will give you options. You go to those options, read in more depth. Go look at the examples. Go look at the people who they are talking about. Go look at the balance sheet. Go look at do all the necessary things in order to be aware of how to make money. You have to learn how money flows and how economics works, in order to make money anywhere in life. I hope that
Uh,
makes sense.
yes, sir. I think the next question is, what are the courses one has to do to master the process of music production, and which are the best universities in India that offer those courses?
So for music production, there are a couple of, now at this present moment, there are good colleges who are offering good courses in audio engineering and music production. Music production is a field where you learn how to utilize computer and analog equipment, recording equipments, in order to record musical performances and put it out as a song on the internet or on CD or anywhere. That's what a music or audio engineer does. they do all the mixing and mastering part, which is a process of making music. When you produce it for a movie or for a music video, you have to do these specific things. So in India, there is a college called KM College of Music and Technology, where that's the product. I'm the product of that college. It's by Dr. A.R. Rahman, the famous music director of India. We are all very much aware of him. And this college comes under Middlesex University. It's an extended campus of Middlesex University, London, which is in Chennai. And all the faculty are from Europe and America, and they are PhDs in their specific given subject, whatever they are there for. You know, so you can go to this college, and then there's one more college called True School of Music in Bombay. You can go there, but not a lot of very good options, but there are a couple of them. It's better if you go to, like, a Western country or some other more developed country like Malaysia or Australia, or these countries have a better courses, and if you do it from there, you will have a better understanding, because their syllabus and how they teach is also a little bit more refined.
So the next question is, so how would you describe artwork to someone who has never seen it?
Mm, First of all, you don't need to describe your artwork to anyone, because your artwork is your expression. I'll explain what I'm trying to say. How do you, like, what is art, man? Being creative with something. If you have if you have flowers with you, so you make a garland out of it. You know, you If you have a pencil, you make a sketch out of it. A pencil and a paper. So that is art, and I think your question is how to help people understand what art is. Because everyone sees art. It's there. Everyone, we have seen art. It's on the bus. It's on your auto. It's on the random shops. Have paintings and graffitis and everything. The roads that you cross have crossroads. They have monuments there. That is art. Like, so people have seen art, but they don't know how to appreciate art. So how will they appreciate art? When they see the beauty in it. So all you have to do is help them see the beauty of the art, and it will strike a point to them in their head. They will think about it. Aha, he was saying right. And that's when they will also appreciate art. It's not that people are not haven't seen art. Okay.
So the next question is, sir, I'm very much interested into music, but I have had difficulties convincing my parents regarding its career scope. Will that be okay if I major in music instead of science, or should I focus on streamlined subjects like science and commerce, etc., and keep music as a hobby like my parents wants me to do?
So uh, this is a very common question. uh, Basically what happens is you have to find your niche. That's what I will say. You need to find what you like. You have to do something that you enjoy and you can do every day, and then you are making money out of it. That's when you will be able to be happy. And if you're not happy in life, then life gets really hectic. You will not be able to, even if you become an IPS officer and that's not your interest, you're not doing it with your full heart. So what is the point of it? If you become something which your parents asked you to, they might are seeing potential in that specific subject. you know they might have seeing that you are able to do good in that. That's why they want you to take science. you know or maybe they are not very well aware of you know very well aware of the art field, that there is a scope. So you have to help them understand, show them how music works, show them that there is a business going on with music. There are companies running, big companies, And all these things can be done by exploring. You need to go out, read magazines, read blogs, uh, go to seminars like these where you hear people talk and tell their experience. And that's how you can decide what you want to do in life. That is the very important thing, because you will be investing a lot of time on learning new things in college, and in life right now. So why not invest something in something which is gonna be there forever and you can make the best out of it. So if you are not sure, personally, whoever is listening to this and have this question, if you are not specifically sure that you can do arts, if you don't have the confidence, then totally look towards studies and 100% give towards studies. If you think you can do art, then please give your 1000% towards art and both studies. I'm so sorry, but arts becomes a little hard because it's not a very straight line, because there is not a specified path given in art. It's a little vague, but it's not that it's not there. It's a little hard to understand, but you will understand once you're into this field. You have to just make sure you're reading up news, you're reading up things regarding the entertainment industry and art industry, and do these things basically.
So the next question is, in the era of Netflix and Amazon Prime, is it still okay to pursue classical theaters?
Yes, because classical theaters is another form of art. Netflix and all these things. Now you are confused. Should I uh, become a celebrity? How can I become a celebrity, or I can be, in a theater where less people watch me? That's the real question, I guess, because people look down on theater because they think less people are watching it. It's not the case. Theater is a very, very, very eminent art, and in societies where they respect their culture, theater is still prevailing. It's there in Patna also, it's there in every state, and people go watch it. There are tickets, people enjoy it. There's a lot of effort that goes there. If that's your wish, that's what you want to do. You can learn a lot of things from there. Maybe you can evolve and make more money through going into Bollywood and going into Netflix and these kind of things. But eventually, the academic side of, or the educational side of drama comes from theater, and that's the real thing. That's the hard part. Netflix and these things is a mix of a team does it. Like there are 100 people involved in a movie who does the filter process. They put filters on the video, they put angle, they think about where the camera is coming from. You are not doing it, you are just becoming an actor where you are doing the least and the other people are doing the most, actually. But arts, when you do drama, you are the real hero. You are doing the singing, you are doing the delivery, you are doing the expression, you are standing in the right angle in contrast to the light, and you are doing everything. You are the man. So it's a little hard, and it's an acquired taste. Like not everyone can digest Hindustani classical music. Same way, not everyone can digest theater. It's a niche, and but people like it. It's not that it's not there. You know. I hope that makes things clear.
Um, so this is a long question and it's divided into two parts. So I want to know that how to come up with ideas of self composition of different songs or with lyrics and stuff like that.
So, in order to come up with ideas for music and lyrics, you need to focus separately, because lyrics is part of literature and music is part of music language. So now, first of all, in order to compose music, let's take this example in context to English language, or any language. You are composing an essay, so what do you do? First of all, you need to know your words. Then you need to know the grammar in order to make a sentence which will make sense in context to the essay. Now you need to have written, if you have written like 100 essays already, you have enough experience that you can now, write essays comfortably. So same thing we have to translate in music education now. You have to learn how music works in order to compose music. You have to learn how poetry and literature works in order to compose lyrics, and you have to study other people's work in order to understand what is good and bad and how to do things better, what you are not able to do. Learn from other people. Okay?
So, this is the second part of the question: how to become independent for playing different instruments. Because for recording some songs, various instruments are used, because usually, if someone learns an instrument and try to sharp that skill and stick to that one only.
So I'll tell you my experience because I'm a multi-instrumentalist. So I'll tell you my experience because that is the first-hand experience and the first-hand knowledge that I have regarding this. So my dad bought me a toy keyboard when I was in standard fourth or something, and I was just playing around with it. And my dad used to tell me that, hey, why don't you do something out of it? And I was like, ha, dad, I'll do it. And I tried something, and I was able to make a melody out of it, So I used to just fiddle around like that in the early stage. And then so now I can play whatever music I want to play because I started putting constant effort in making sure that I'm able to understand what I have to do and what I am doing and making sure I'm practicing enough so I can do it really well, you know. So what was the question again? I'm so sorry, I got a little confused. Can you come again with the question?
Yes, sir. So the question was, um, how to become independent for playing different
Instrument.
instruments.
Yes. Cool, cool, cool. Thank you so much. So, how to approach multiple instruments is I was approaching piano and I was approaching music because music is a singular thing. Different instruments plays music only in the end of the day. So, how music works is first of all you need to understand in order to play multiple instruments, and then take one instrument at a time. So I've started at age standard 4. So I was experimenting and I got a hang of it by the time I was in standard 8th, ninth. I was able to make tunes minimum. So then I kept on trying, and then I was very infatuated with guitar also because my friends used to play guitar. So I would keep at least observing. Visually, I was taking in information, though I was not really putting in effort, but visually, I was trying to absorb whatever I could, at that moment. And then later on, after 4 years, by the time I reached in 11th, 12th, I started picking up guitar and also doing it by the time because I got a little comfortable with keyboard by that time. So what you can do is basically balance out every day, try to fiddle around with your different instruments a little bit, but you have to have one. You cannot be master of everything. You can be, but it takes a lot of time and not everything. Maybe you can be master of like three things, but you cannot be master of thousand things, obviously, because every substantial things takes a lot of learning and effort in order to do it really well. So you have to invest time in order to do that. So time is very important because we humans are bound with time. That's there. So basically, have a plan. If you want to approach 10 different instruments, play 10 different instruments 10 minutes every day. And in maybe 5 years, you will be able to play all these 10 instruments a little bit, because you have given constant 10 minutes every day or every alternative day. Because if you give 10 minutes to 10 instruments also, that's not a lot of time, just like, a couple of hours. That's all. So it's not really hard, but it's time consuming, and any kind of education is time consuming. You have to give time to it in order to absorb it and understand it properly. That's the way to go.
So the next question here is, what should be what should be the difference between using brain and using heart, or coordinating with both of it in any work?
Come again?
What should be the difference between using brain and using heart, or coordinating with both of it in any work? So he's
Uh,
asking basic.
got it.
Yes.
Mhm. how to balance between brain and heart.
Yes.
So, first of all, let me tell you that your heart is not thinking anything. It's a false thing. I'm so sorry. Heart only pumps oxygen in your blood and regulates the blood in your body. Whatever you are doing is based on your muscle memory or your experience or your practical approach of life. So what you're saying is heart is basically your instinct, you know. It's the subconscious mind that is talking to you, that is telling your body is reacting that to that situation and giving you a signal that hey, this might be wrong, because sometimes you have to listen to your physical senses also. So that's what your heart is, and your brain is talking to you very vividly. So they're saying, "Ha, we'll do this, so this will happen, and they'll do this, so this will happen." And brain is like, "No, no, no," and like heart is like, "But that's not your heart. That's your instinct." So when your instincts tell you that, "Oh, okay, we should really try this. There's no harm in doing this, and it's gonna be productive for me. It's gonna be positive for me," then you should totally do it. Whenever you think something will make productive and positive for you and your life, that's what your heart says. Brain will make up a lot of things. So take the chances when you really think it's going to be helpful for you, and don't take it when you have a bit of confusion also, because confusion is not good.
So the next
Yeah.
question is, um, as we all know, there are no good universities in Bihar offering piano courses. So, is there any possibility of getting online classes for good players or any university? If yes, then how?
Yeah, guys. There's not lot of good Western universities. Bihar has very, very, very good classical music university. The faculty is really good and they teach amazing classical music. But Western music, obviously, you need to go somewhere where they have the faculty. So there are a lot of good private instructors. I also personally privately take up a lot of students, and there are many, 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 many several portals that you can go to and look up for teachers. And there are universities who are offering online courses. KM College of Music and Technology is offering a course. Berkeley Music of America is going and offer. That is the best college in the world, but their course is like 30 lakh rupees. So you have to see what you can afford. But there are good options online. You have to just read magazines, go search what is the best university of music in the world, research, look up to their videos, look up to their website, read what they're talking about. You have to do research work. That's when you will know what is good and bad for yourself. But there's a lot of good educational opportunity right now in the world, because everything has become online and you can access to a lot of good information. Now, all that depends is you take the effort to understand things and not block yourself or stop yourself from doing things when you're bored. That's the key.
Um, so, all right. Looking at the time limit that we have there, these question can go all day long. I just want to invite our principal sir, and we'll be mailing you. Don't worry, kids. We'll be mailing whatever questions you have to sir so that he can answer it any further. So I just want to invite principal sir to sum up the session and give a vote of thanks. So,
No, I said there are two more questions. We can take it up.
okay, sir. There are two more questions, sir. As an artist, what are the best way to maintain your creativity?
As an artist, the best way to maintain your creativity is can be directly applied to as a human, but is the best way to live. You have to be healthy. You have to keep your mind positive. You have to be productive and channelize your energy into something substantial. These are the four things you need to do in order to be creative, because creativity comes from inspiration and motivation and a good positive mind and a healthy body. If you're sick, you won't be creative. If your mind is not in a good state, you will not be creative. And the condition of your mind, 95% times it's on up to you. You know, you can totally control everything. You just put your mind in positive things and make sure you're not wasting your time. When you waste your time, that's when your mind gets, you know, distracted, and you will delve into things that will make you uncomfortable, you know. So make sure you're living a healthy life, make sure you're being productive, make sure you're grateful for what you have in life, and creativity will flow. You just have to be happy and balance your life. Creativity will come. And make sure, in respect to music, make sure creativity comes when you listen to a lot of things. You know, you need to know a lot of things. You need to know a lot of music, you need to hear a lot of music, you have to experience music in order to express something. So creativity will come. You just need to not stop yourself from experiencing and learning new things. You know, that's the point.
So the next question is, I love to dance as it is also a performing art. I don't go to any class, but I practice it on my own at home with the preference to YouTube. But sir, I want to ask that how can I take this art to stage where many can see me and I could know that in what competitive world where I stand, means at what position do I stand?
So let me tell you something, whoever has asked this question. You are looking for two wrong things, you know. First of all, you're looking for recognition, which is basically, it's like your parents tell you na, like karm karo, phal ki chinta mat karo. So you are directly looking at the phal here, you know, that, oh, I want to go in a stage where people look at me, you know. Why do you want people to look at you? You know, you want to dance, and that's what people will look. You know, as a performing artist, I'm talking about. If it's your personal wish to be have a lot of attention in life, then there's a lot of way to do that. You know, as an artist also, but as a performing artist, your goal needs to be, how can I be best at my craft? You know, attention will come. You know, you don't have to worry about that. When people do good things, they get attention in life. So you will be seen irrespective of platform, irrespective of where you are in life. People will recognize you, but you have to be really good with your craft. So you need to work towards honing your skills, you know. That's how anything will work out. You have to be the best version of you, and you have to be best at what you're doing. Don't get demotivated by people who are really good, because there will always be people who are better than you. But don't think that you're less than anyone else, because people keep learning. Few people stop, they stop learning, then they resume again after 10 years. Few people keep learning 10 minutes every day, and then it's just like, you know, that story of the turtle and the you know, the rabbit, where the rabbit can go really fast, but he is lazy, so you know, he wastes his time. And by sleeping around, he thinks, oh, yeah, I'll just win. Whereas a turtle keeps taking one step every day. And I think being a turtle is better, because that is the safer way, more practical way. So keep constantly working for your skill, and you will get recognition. You will go to all the stages wherever you wish to. But making sure that your skill is at the best of what you think it should be. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Now I invite Principal Sir to sum up the session.
Sure. It will be my pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me, sir.
Yeah.
It
Yeah. Good evening, Akash.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Hoping you are doing good. Like my
Uh,
presentation.
all good, all good. Enjoyed your, music as well. And
Thank you so much.
I think it's about an hour and a half plus, so 40. And
Yeah.
so one is
No, sir. Is sir there?
I think he's disconnected somehow, sir.
Okay. Let us wait for a while, Akash. There is some connectivity issue, I think. Will
Yes, sir,
join.
for sure. No problem.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, the I, I was looking at in the laptop and I did not realize that it was on battery, and I was so engrossed in your talk, really, and whatever this question. So actually, I would sum it up in a manner that I think it was almost a kind of spiritual talk on career in performing arts, I would say. And I think you have really brought in all aspects of inward looking as far as various attributes of an artist or a creative person that is concerned. And right from beginning and whatever points that you brought in, whether it was about success and character and attitude and so on, and right till the end as to how important or not important making money is. Uh, so I think it is really a very, very insightful, talk. Because normally a performing art person would maybe use his skills or probably, play music. Of course, you did, but something like this, and for over an hour, talk about it and deliberate on various aspects, to the students. I think it is very, very useful and worthwhile. And I'm sure all the students who have waited for so long, the 70, 80, I think the strength was reduced, I think about half by the time from the time that we had started. And so I'm sure many of these students who are here, who had waited or who are still there, would be very much interested in, probably at least making an attempt to get into this career. And so some very common questions, but at the level of students, I think it becomes very pertinent. And with your experience, I think you have given them these, whatever guidelines and guidance. That's been really very great. And I would only like to just say that in today's environment, probably the students or somebody who's looking at uh, not only in art, performing arts, or the creative arts, but all over, need to co-create really with the environment. And I think when you said that you have to convince your parents, because this is a very, very common thing, invariably, it comes up. And so you have to be confident of yourself. And if you're able to convince your parents, then I think parents will also get a sense of at least assurance and satisfaction कि भाई yes, okay, my child will be able to manage and will be able to do well. So because like with sports, same thing here with this VAPA, visual and performing arts, and I think a few other things. And so it was really very interesting talk, and I'm sure a lot of these students, they will do much better, as they go ahead. And of course, what I would like to urge, maybe I think now also we are doing in this online, because VAPA, we are also at least trying to put in fair amount of effort up to class 10th, and whether it is art, craft, music, dance, and other things, including theater, about which you
Yeah, it's a
spoke. So uh, it's very, very, in fact, we can definitely connect more. The teachers can connect more and share. And in fact, we've been saying that this place, Patna, has got many places, like for example, theater, there's this Kalidas Rangalaya. I think hardly anybody would know really that where is it located. So these are actually
Yes, sir.
probably
This
for
age
us. And
people are important now somehow. It
say,
it hasn't
say
been
again.
glorified in culture. It hasn't been really glorified in our culture, like, I don't know why.
Yes.
The
In fact,
Sangale
yes.
and all those
Yeah,
places.
art, craft, and so in fact, I have own requested our own teachers, VA, PA. In fact, probably we did try once a while that all the teachers, who are arts, so whatever is happening in Patna, and these come also, in these papers and all that, some advertisement or something, a little bit here there. So if our people can, bring in this and inform like a daily news, and then I'm sure from our side we could try and at least inform students and people. So they would probably, then instead of going to a mall or somewhere else, maybe they'll take a chance and go to watch some, performance or something. And yeah, so they will probably further be, encouraged to these things, which is, I think, very, very useful. And so I suppose it was a very nice, and would like to thank of course Mr. Manoj and Advita and others who organized this. And we would like to also to be in touch, with you. I'm
Sir,
sure you
sir,
can guide the others
sir,
probably. Yes, yes.
sir, I would have, I would like to have a short performance from him, live performance type, if you agree, or a
Yeah,
short
in fact,
vibe.
nahi, because you see, I thought that I already had in mind, but he played some that music, so then I was wondering
Yes, sir.
whether I should ask again. So that was
Yes,
the
sir.
only thing
Yes,
there.
sir. At
But
the
It's
end of
totally
it,
fine. Love to perform.
we we should.
no, no, most welcome. Why not? We would love to, see you. So there is absolutely no problem. So well, good, and thank you very much, and all the best
Thank you
in
so
your
much, sir.
journey,
It's a pleasure.
and all the best. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So
So
I'll conclude this.
let us have, your live performance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll sing my original only, or I'll sing something else. Like, what should I sing, sir, though?
Whatever,
Your
whatever. The choice of the students, young people today.
Okay. So I'll sing it's a Mohit Chauhan song. It's a pretty beautiful song from a Bollywood movie. I'll sing that for the crowd. ये ये मोह मोह के धागे मेरी उंगलियों से जाए कोई टोह टोह ना लागे किस तरह ये सुलझे है रोम रोम एक तारा है रोम रोम एक तारा जो बादलों में से गुजरे तू होगा जरा पागल तूने मुझको है चुना तू होगा जरा पागल तूने मुझको है चुना हाँ तू दिन सा है मैं रात आना दोनों मिल जाए शामों की तरह ये मोह के धागे मेरी उंगलियों से जा मुझे Thank you so much for listening.
Hello, well done, very good.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Nice.
Thank you so much, guys. It's my pleasure. Thank you, sir. So you can take, you can talk ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, Akash, we would keep in touch and would like to you to get a little bit more involved with us in future.
For sure, sir. I would love to,
Okay.
help you
And,
and
and
help students of Patna and Bihar, you get better with creative art, because that's also very necessary part of our society. No one is doing it professionally and making it big, trying to. So we can
yes.
surely do that.
And the last word from me, I feel very proud to be one of your teachers during your school time.
Thank you
You
so
have
much, sir.
grown.
It's like, I feel very- it's a very proud moment that when your teacher appreciates you, it feels worthwhile that you have done something in life good.
We also feel fulfilled once we see the seeds growing up in a tree and or things like that, if I may say so. All the best, Akash.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Principal Sir. Thank you, Manoj Sir. Thank you.
Bye bye.